Good day. I want to speak on defeating depression. Yesterday, someone came to see me, and during our conversation, I could pick up that he's very depressed. He went through a terrible divorce, and not so long ago, his son committed suicide, and he finds himself in a very difficult space. He was in hospital for a period of 2 months. On a day, he used to see 3 doctors at a time. And during his time in hospital, he also received shock treatment. He's the second person that I know that received shock treatment. And I think for many of us, at times we find ourselves in that pit. At times we find ourselves feeling down and out. And at times we do not know what to do or where to go. But I believe that there is a way out. And I want to take it from the life of David in the book of Psalms 3. He goes on to say, Lord, how they have increased who trouble me. Many are they who rise up against me. Many are they who say of me, there is no help for him in God. The psalm speaks about David fleeing from his son Absalom. And at the time, David was surrounded by 10,000 soldiers. And what I like about Psalm 3, in verse 3, but you, O Lord, are a shield for me, my glory, the one who lifts my head. You see, David had an attitude of faith. He could have easily succumbed to his fears. You could have so easily given up. But we see in verse 3 the attitude of faith. But you, O Lord, are a shield for me, my glory, and the one who lifts my head. And I want to say to you, maybe you are downcast today, that God is the one who can lift your head. In verse 4, he says, I cried to the Lord with my voice, and he heard me from his holy hill. And this is what we do in our time of despair. This is what we do in a time when we do not know. We take our cry to the Lord in prayer. He says in verse 5, I lay down and slept. How is it possible when you're surrounded by 10,000 men that you are able to sleep? He goes on to say, I awoke, for the Lord sustained me. And this is David's secret. It is the Lord that sustains him. And it is the Lord that sustains us. It is the Lord that keeps us during difficult times. It might not seem that way to you, but David says that he can sleep. He can be at rest because it is the Lord that sustains him. He goes on to say, I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people who have set themselves against me all around. So he was surrounded by 10,000. And this is his declaration of faith, David is saying that I will not be afraid. Why will I not be afraid? Because it is the Lord who sustains me. Amen. But you, O Lord, are a shield for me, my glory, and the one who lifts my head. This was the attitude of faith that David had. Verse 5, verse 7 says, Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God. Verse 8 says, Salvation belongs to the Lord. Your solution is not in anything else but the Lord, because salvation belongs to the Lord. And maybe you should pray the prayer that David prayed and say, Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God. Arise, O Lord, in my situation. Arise, O Lord, in my home. Arise, O Lord, in the lives of my children. Arise, O Lord, in South Africa. Arise, O Lord. Arise. That is the prayer that we should pray. And this is the attitude of faith that we should have. But you, O Lord, are a shield for me, my glory, the one who lifts my head. He says, I will not be afraid, because he sustains me. And this is my encouragement to you today. I want to say to you, it's not time to shrink back. It is not a time to give up hope. Adopt the attitude of faith and rise up in faith and say like David, but you, O Lord, you are a shield for me, my glory, and the one who lifts my head. The one who lifts my head. I believe tonight that he will lift your head. Even if you are downcast, even if you have given up, he will lift your head. Arise, O Lord. Arise, O Lord. Save me, O my God. And this is my prayer for you. Arise, O Lord, in the life of my friends. You know their situation. You know what they're going through. You know, Father, what it is. Arise, O Lord. Arise, arise, arise. My friends, my brothers, my sisters, adopt the attitude of faith. You can sleep even when you're surrounded by 10,000 enemies, because it is the Lord that sustains you. God bless you. Amen.